coverage of the Auburn Tigers,
Touchdown, Auburn!
the Alabama Crimson Tide,
Off to the inside, intercepted Alabama. Touchdown,
and everything college and high school sports. Now, let's join Andy, Brett, Randy, and Luke for this edition of Sports Blitz Live. Welcome to Sports Blitz Live on this Tuesday night. JJ here with you, and Luke here with you. Andy has the night off, so get to feeling better, buddy, and we'll see you back here. Hopefully tomorrow for the Auburn Blitz, right? Soon as possible anyway. We're going to be with you tonight for the next 2 hours talking about everything in sports, and we've got there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Look, it is kind of a busy time. You've got Auburn's playing the NIT tomorrow night. You've got Bama and Michigan in the Sweet 16 on Friday. You've got spring football going on all over the country and all over the SEC. I think LSU finally got started. I think they're are they the last? I know theirs runs the latest, but I don't know if they're the last one to get started.
I don't know if they're the last one to get started or not, but yeah, they finally got started, and so that's really kicking off. I just talked with Spencer McLaughlin of Locked On College Football, and we were talking about how it just seems like there's so much going on, yet there's almost nothing going on. I mean, it's kind of a weird time in sports because really, I mean, I woke up this morning kind of sad thinking about how after this weekend, all we've got is the Final Four in the national championship in college basketball.
Yeah.
And then if you love basketball, all you got left really is the NBA, which can be a tough watch for some folks.
Yeah, it's a tough watch for me. I got to tell you, it's not. But yeah, you're right. Not much left after this weekend.
Then you've got to rely on what? College baseball or some spring football.
Major League Baseball.
A lot of people are into Major League Baseball, whatever. Again, that's not necessarily my thing. But I really like the summer is my least favorite time of year.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, number one, it's excruciatingly hot.
Yes.
And number two, there's no football, no basketball. That's what I want to see.
All right, so there's bracket busters to talk about out there. We'll get into some of that. There's some thoughts on that I want to talk to you about, Luke. Major League Baseball, speaking of, opening day is tomorrow. I believe it's the Yankees and the Giants going to kick things off tomorrow, and then a full slate of games on Thursday. Another Major League Baseball season in which Luke will not be participating.
Well, I am going to go to the Arizona Diamondbacks game Monday night because I'll be in Arizona.
Okay, I got you.
My son is out there. He's going to graduate from Arizona State later this year, and so I'm going to see him for his birthday, and we think we'll go to a Suns game, and we think we'll go to a Diamondback game. So I just said I'm not a huge fan of either one. I'm going to both of them.
There you go. All right, so I'm actually going to Braves opening weekend. I'm going to go on Sunday and see the Braves and the Royals. So, all right, let's.
The Royals will still be bad.
I'm assuming, but then again, I mean, the Braves have opened, very nice of them, I think. They've opened a new hospital for the players that are injured.
They've had some bad luck.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Spencer Strider now is going to be out for a while with an oblique strain. All right, let's talk about this, though. SEC in the NCAA basketball tournament. 8-2 in round one. 9-2 if you count Texas on the playing game. Then 4-4 in round two. Florida goes down. Vandy goes down. You have Tennessee and Texas both playing 2 seeds this weekend. Iowa State and Purdue. Alabama and Arkansas are each playing 1 seeds. Yeah. Michigan and Arizona. Does anyone from the conference survive?
I'm going to say the conference goes 2-2. Now, maybe that's my being a homer. The Big Ten has gotten love, and rightfully so.
Sure.
Because they have 6 in the Sweet 16. However, the SEC was, and boy, I hate to sound this. It sounds like Hugh Freeze. The SEC was this close.
This close, yeah.
To having 6 and the Big Ten only having 4 because Iowa hits a last-second 3, and then Florida has sort of a just terrible last play drawn up, it looks like. And Vanderbilt gives up a late shot, and then they almost, frankly, the Nebraska players thought it was in.
Yeah, it looked in.
Three-quarter court. And it banked off and just it hit the front of the inside of the rim, hit the back, and then bounced out. It was crazy. So the SEC was that close to having the roles reversed. So the league may have been a little better than we thought. I still certainly don't think it was as good as the league was last year. But I think 2 teams I like Tennessee's chances. Tennessee and Alabama and Houston, the only 3 teams in the country that have gone to the Sweet 16 each of the last 4 years.
Yeah, which is crazy. And I think about Rick Barnes. I mean, the thing with Rick Barnes is he's made one Final Four, right? That was the KD
in Texas,
year.
yeah.
That was the KD year.
No, that wasn't the KD.
It wasn't the KD year?
TJ Ford year.
Ah,
I think KD
okay.
went out round 1, if I remember right.
Okay. But Rick Barnes has made the Elite Eight multiple times. He's a second weekend guy every year, and he is taking on an Iowa State team. I think that Tennessee can do some things with.
Yeah, I think they can get them. And then, God help us all if Alabama beats Michigan and Tennessee beats Iowa State and it's Alabama-Michigan for the right to go to the final.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because that could set up an Alabama-Tennessee Elite Eight game for a berth in the Final
Insanity.
Four, which would be nuts.
Both teams won on the other one's court. Both weird games. Of course, the Tennessee game in Tuscaloosa was Charles Bediaco's first game.
Yeah.
And so that set up this weird aura about it. Then the game at Tennessee, Tennessee led the entire game. Alabama finally fights back, and LeBaron Philon hits a shot late to win it in the closing seconds. And so both
Amen went out in that game.
Amen went out with a bum knee. Somebody ran into his leg, but and he's playing. He's back, but I don't feel like Nate Amen has played very well in this tournament. So maybe that changes. But I like Tennessee against Iowa State. I really do. Now Iowa State impressed me with what they did to Kentucky. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it impressive?
I hear you.
Okay.
But I'm still saying, when you get in the tournament, I think anytime you can get a win like that is pretty impressive.
I agree. And look, Iowa State is a very good basketball team. Purdue, people forget, oh, gosh, Michigan's so good. Purdue just beat them in the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
Purdue knocked them out in the championship
Wisconsin
game.
had them on the ropes.
Yeah.
Wisconsin had them beat. So it's not like Michigan is unbeatable. That said, I think it's going to take a Herculean effort from Alabama. First of all, the size differential is something that has always given Alabama some fits. Maybe my thought was, hey, Aiden Sherrill, maybe he's going to have to be really hot himself from beyond the arc, which he has been. Shoot, Noah Williamson hit 2 from beyond the arc the other night. And that's another thing. Noah Williamson's going to have to play some. Now, Noah played great. I think he's played well these 2 games in the tournament. But he still is obvious that the speed of the game is probably a little faster than he anticipated when he transferred in. Because
I was thinking about him the other day. So Noah Williamson transfers in from Bucknell, right?
From Bucknell, where he was a Player of the Year.
Player of the Year of the Patriot League. I
thought it was Horizon. Maybe it's Patriot.
Maybe it is
Doesn't
Horizon.
matter.
Doesn't matter. Player of the Year in that league. Averaged 17 points a game. I think for most Alabama people, me, probably Nate Oates, thought you were getting sort of a reincarnation of Grant Nelson, right? Grant Nelson transferred from North Dakota or North Dakota State? Yeah, North Dakota State. Comes in, kind of a similar build. They're tall, lanky guys. They're sort of swing guys that can play outside. They're not overly physical down low, but I think that was kind of the thought was he'll fill that Grant Nelson role. And it took Grant Nelson a little while to get used to the physicality, too.
It's apples and oranges to me. Grant Nelson is 5 times more athletic than Noah Williamson. And that's just evident from, watching any film on when they were at their respective schools. I think he was coming in to be like, okay, let's come in and be a big guy that can help bang with some Tennessee guys and some Florida guys. And, again, he's played really well in this tournament, so I'm not trying to disparage him. In fact, probably would have given him the coveted hard hat award for this last game. But he's looked like a deer in headlights at times. Like, it's just the speed of the game, he's a half a second behind. And if you're a half a second behind in college basketball, high-level college basketball, you might as well not be out there sometimes.
That's right.
So I don't think that there was ever visions of his being Grant Nelson, but I thought maybe a better choice would be more like a less athletic Charles Bediaco almost. Because frankly, I've seen him dunk a couple of times this year, but it's not like he just dunks on your head.
Yeah.
It is he doesn't have the athleticism. Grant Nelson dunked over the dude from UConn a couple of years ago in the Final Four that was just disgusting.
But the first half of that first season for Grant Nelson, I guess, is where I'm going.
He was a little behind.
From a strictly physicality standpoint, he got pushed around a lot down there. Now, he improved there.
Yeah.
Looked like he maybe put on some weight, put on some muscle, improved his strength, improved his balance, and was able to become a better player there. Let's talk Arkansas real quick, because Arkansas gets Arizona. Look, John Calipari is a magician. He's one of the best coaches of his generation. You've got several of those guys still in this tournament. But, man, that Arizona team is good. And Arkansas 7 deep.
Yeah, and I think Arizona's going to push the ball, and I love Koa Pete. I love Jaden Bradley. The European kid that just down low, that just swings elbows all day long and just moves people out of the way. I think this is going to be tough for Arkansas. I love Darius Acuff, but the one thing about Darius Acuff, he can score on you 100 different ways. He can't stop you from scoring.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a problem, I think, for him.
It's going to be a problem for him at the next level, too.
Yeah, it's going to be probably less of a problem because they don't really play a ton of defense.
Yeah, right.
You'll see a 130 to 120 score.
No, not a huge priority.
No, I mean, it's a big. He'll always be popular as long as he can score.
And you know what? Texas, and maybe Texas is doing in this tournament what I thought Georgia had a chance to do, which is to out-athlete people. And I thought Georgia had a chance to do that, and maybe the difference between Texas and Georgia, Texas doing that, Georgia not able to, maybe the competition, maybe St. Louis was that much better. But there's also this. Sean Miller is just better than Mike White.
Oh, Bob.
So is that the difference? Because I see them as kind of similar. They're very athletic teams that can give you trouble, and then Georgia goes, yeah, we're just going to go one and done, and then Texas plays a play-in game, and they've won 3 in a row.
Mike White does too, anyway.
Yes, what Mike White does.
It's not his. I mean, he's a good coach.
Yeah.
He's not a great coach.
No.
And I think he's gotten Georgia to a good place. I mean, they beat Alabama late. Give him credit for it. At the same time, they aren't going a lot of places with Mike White, I don't think. I think he was a nice buffer between the previous coach, and now he gets them to the next level, but they're going to need somebody else to take them to another place, if you ask me. But Georgia, by the way, they just embarrassed the SEC. I hated to see that because I do take some SEC pride in some of these tournaments. And so I wanted to see the SEC do well, and after the first round, they looked great. The Florida thing certainly puts a dent in it, but that was so random, and I think that may be a humbling experience for Todd Golden.
Is there such a thing as a humbling experience for Todd Golden?
I didn't know how egotistical he came off until the Charles Bediako thing comes up, and he says on his radio show, hey, we don't care if they have Bediako or not, we're going to beat him either way. Now, he was right.
Yeah.
And he wasn't wrong when he said it. I get it, and I get you want to fire your team up. It certainly goes against conventional coach speak.
Yeah.
And also, then the way he's acted on the sidelines these last few games.
And this last one was weird.
It was. I mean, he and the Iowa coach were sort of getting at it.
And apparently they have some beef that goes back to somebody turned somebody in for something, or.
Well, now
what somebody was telling me.
Now there was a Bruce Pearl thing. That was the whole thing with Bruce Pearl back in the day.
Yeah.
Was an Illinois and Iowa and turning Bruce, who I think was working for Iowa at the time or something, and turned Illinois in and tried to get some people to say things on tape and whatever. But so would it go back that far? Todd Golden's not that old.
No, he wouldn't have been around at that point.
I don't know exactly how far back it goes, but regardless, I mean, he was cussing up a storm. And again, far be it from me to get on somebody for cussing too much, but it was just a weird look. He looked like a spoiled brat out there.
Yeah. All right, so the SEC, Luke says they're going to go 2-2. He didn't tell us which two he thinks are going to win.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little different. I think they're going to go 1-3.
That's fair.
And
right.
And I don't know who the one will be. We'll find out. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk a little spring football. Everybody kind of getting the practice things going now. We'll talk about that on the other side. 256-234-6221 if you want to join the show tonight. 256-234-6221 at Sports Blitz Live.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep this in mind. Don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
Craving pizza done right? Come to Lake Martin Pizza, where flavor meets the lake, with 2 locations, 63 South in Alexander City and Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Grab a 14 or 18-inch specialty pizza or build your own masterpiece. Go half and half, your way. In a hurry, stop in for our lunch specials. Hot, fresh pizza by the slice, served daily. We've got more than just pizza. Try our fresh salads, cheesy breadsticks, garlic knots, and sweet cinnamon twists. Lake days, game nights, or family dinners, Lake Martin Pizza hits the spot every time.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Here at Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, we value what truly makes a home. And that's why we're proud to offer America's #1 brand of siding and exterior products. James Hardie creates possibilities with an array of colors and textures. We offer the full line of James Hardie products, from Hardie plank to artisan siding and everything in between, giving you, our customer, options to have the best. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply, local since 1984.
Ready for an unforgettable escape? Jump into adventure at Lake Martin, Alabama. From thrilling water sports to peaceful fishing spots, it's love at first bite every time you cast your line. Want more excitement? Catch an event with our vibrant festivals, concerts, and fishing tournaments all year long. And when the sun sets, dive downtown to discover local shops, delicious dining, and warm southern hospitality. Explore Lake Martin, where every moment is an adventure waiting to happen.
Zaxby's birthday cake milkshakes are back. Just in time for Zaxby's 35th birthday, so they're gifting you half-off handcrafted milkshakes. Happy birthday to us all. Zaxby's handcrafted milkshakes. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's. Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability. Eligibility may vary.
Sports Blitz Live. It is JJ and Luke with you tonight. Andy is off tonight, and we should see him back here soon as possible. 256-234-6221 if you want to jump in the show. Anything you want to talk about sports-wise. We're talking tournament tonight. And Luke, earlier today when I found out Andy was not going to be here, and so we had to kind of scramble together a show, you and I was like, you know what? Let me just put together some topics, and I'll shoot a message over to my old buddy Lynn Scarborough at Lindy's Magazine.
Okay.
And he was going to come on this segment and talk spring football with us. And then he called me about 5 o'clock and said, "Hey, I forgot. I've got to go to Birmingham. Can I do it next Tuesday?" I was like, "Sure, do it next Tuesday." So, but I kept the topics because he got my brain going. Now, I watch you and Jimmy Stein on Locked On Bama a lot. Michael Carroll. Jimmy Stein assured me 2 months ago that Michael Carroll was going to be the right tackle because that's what he wants to be, and that's what they brought him back to be. Andrew Bone at Bama Online reported today that Michael Carroll is working as the #1 right guard, which opens up the right tackle spot for Javen James, the Mississippi State transfer, a starter at Mississippi State last year, and a starter at Kent State before that. So, interesting move. I mean, I think it probably suits Michael Carroll's physical abilities a little better, don't you think?
Maybe. I do think I think both things can be true. Because it's funny, Ryan Grubb came out, I think it was either maybe last week or week and a half ago and said, look, all I know for sure is Jackson Lloyd's
Who's
our left tackle,
Michael Carroll's our right tackle,
and Rayson Delgado is our center.
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, and everybody was sort of taken aback. And, it's great when you're doing a podcast about Alabama because you love definitive statements like that. They're like, whoa, okay, we didn't know you were going to do all that. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so you're right, Andrew Bone reports this day, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Jimmy about it because this came out after we had done the pod for this morning.
I don't think y'all made it a Jimmy Stein guarantee, but
No, we didn't make it a Jimmy Stein guarantee. Those, we're not even sure how legal those are.
yeah. Only in Nevada.
But so I can't wait to talk to him about it tomorrow because my thinking on it is this, because as you said, they're talking about putting the James kid from Mississippi State in the right tackle role. And my guess is they're like, hey, we want to be sure we've got the right lineup in there. Yeah, I think 100% they believe Mike Carroll to be one of the most talented offensive linemen on the team.
No question.
I don't think there's any doubt.
Probably maybe the most talented on the
Yeah, I mean, now I think you got to put
He's
Jackson
the only
Lloyd,
returning starter. So.
Yeah, you got to put Jackson Lloyd in the mix now if they're so definitive about him. But it's weird that the offensive coordinator says one particular thing, then another thing happens. But I'm wondering if this is just, hey, Mike, let's just put you here. What if we have an emergency? And, we can't play James at guard, but we can play you at guard. Let's just, if you don't mind, let's just let him see it. Because you do have to walk a fine line with this. It used to be, Gene Stallings' days, oh, you're going to right guard. Oh, you don't like it, then, hit the bricks.
Hit the door, yeah.
If you say you're going to right guard now and somebody goes, I don't like it, well, hit the bricks. Okay, I'm already in the portal.
Yeah.
And I know the portal's closed. I know there's a lot of nuance to it. I'm just saying it's a different mindset. So my bet is that this was something that was cleared with Mike Carroll.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. I guess where I'm getting to is, and it's interesting to me, because Kalen DeBoer, it's pretty obvious that after last season, Kalen DeBoer was like, yeah, we gotta just blow this thing up and do this offensive line thing over again. Fired the offensive line coach. Needed to. I love the hire of Adrian Clem. I know a lot of people. I never understood why anybody had questions about that. I'm like, wait a minute. Played for and coached under June Jones, who's a Hall of Fame coach. Yeah. Coached under Lanning, coached under Belichick, coached under Tomlin.
Been in the NFL.
Played in the NFL, has 3 Super Bowl rings. Like, what about this hire do you not like? And so, but then you bring in the guy from Louisville, Owens, to coach tight ends, who also is a former offensive line coach. Yeah. And both of those guys have been run game coordinators. This looks to me like one of those classic moves. Saban used to talk about it all the time. We just want the best 5 guys.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out where they're going to play. And Javen James maybe not the athletic profile to play guard, and maybe not as smooth a pass protector as Jackson Lloyd, so I don't really like him on the blind side. But, man, I think he can be a good right tackle. He's one of our best 5, and we're going to get him out there. So, Michael, I need my best 5 on the field. I need you to slide a guard. It seems like one of those sort of old-school moves, right?
Yeah, and let's also say this about that. I was talking to Spencer McLaughlin about this, that, he brought up the Alabama quarterback battle. And I said, my bet is, and again, it's just my theory, that this goes on in the fall because – this day and age, if you come out and say, hey, definitively it's Austin Mack, definitively it's Keelan Russell, or definitively it's Jet Tamala, whatever, then you do run the risk of, either the guy like checking out physically, like literally leaving, or checking out mentally, because I feel like, again, Gene Starling days back in the day, it felt like if you said, hey, this guy's a starter, a lot of times that would motivate the backup to be like, "Hey, I got to show you that you've made."
Yeah,
the right
I don't see any benefit at all
to naming a starter.
To naming a starter in the spring, and forget about the transfer stuff. I'm just thinking in terms, I want both of these guys working their tails off this summer, trying to win that job. And I want to see who takes the big steps in the summer. Who comes back in August and blows me away, right? That's what I want to see. The spring, I'm installing. Right? I'm just getting you ready. But come August, I want to see who put in the work over the summer.
I'm 100% on board with that. Now, here's the other thing. So there's going to be a Morgan Wallen concert at Bryant-Denny on April 18th. You're going to see that, by the way, a lot more in SEC Stadium.
Yeah.
It's another way to make money.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know if I love it or not, but whatever, it doesn't matter. A-Day is April 11th. I said, you want to make sure there'll be a big crowd there? Because one of the things they're going to do for Morgan Wallen is have him come out of the tunnel the same way that Alabama comes out of the tunnel.
Gotcha.
That's going to be a thing.
Okay.
What if the way we announced the starting quarterback was he brought the starting quarterback out of the tunnel with him? Never going to happen.
Never going to happen.
Probably it's a great idea in theory.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a horrible idea in practice.
Let's skip over to the Plains and talk a little spring practice, because I've been fascinated by watching Alex Golesh, and I think you and I back during November, December were of the same opinion about this. I thought, and I think you did too, that of the G6 coaches who were out there that people were looking at hiring, I thought Alex Golesh and John Sumrall were just a cut above the other ones. I thought both of them were just a little more big time than guy at Arkansas, right? Silverfield, and that's not a cut at Silverfield. I just felt like those two guys, with their background and experience, having coached in the league, having done what they've done. So Golesh has done this, and you're reading a lot and you're hearing a lot of stories about accountability at Auburn that maybe was missing under Freeze. And I think it was obvious when you watched the team play. But guys being expected to do every drill 100% correctly to the finish. And the players almost seem like that's a refreshing change, which tells me it wasn't happening before. I think that's a good first step to get off on if you're Alex Golesh.
Yeah, I do. And again, I always take a lot of that with a grain of salt in terms of, I think whenever there's a change, more often than not, people go, hey, we like this way so much better, because it probably is just a new way to approach it instead of sort of dreading the heat of spring practice or whatever. But I'm with you on that. And the other thing I would say is, boy, color me not shocked that Hugh Freeze was not known for his accountability to his players.
Yeah.
But I think that Golesh seems to be saying a lot of the right things. He's embraced the culture at Auburn, which I think is very important down there. Look, a lot of Alabama people love to make fun of it, and it is true. Auburn people say, well, it's just different. And it is. The thing, it can be different in a good way. It can be different in a really terrible way, too. And you need, rightly or wrongly, the new coach has to embrace that different. Because if you don't, you will be Brian Harsoned very quickly. It won't work.
Yeah, I lived in Auburn for 10 years. 10 years of my life I spent down there. Love that town. Love a lot of people in that town. But it is its own unique culture. It's a different kind of town. And look, Tommy Tuberville fit in like a glove, man. I mean, Tommy was, you'd catch him eating lunch, at the barbecue spot or having breakfast here or whatever.
We should have seen it coming that he was going to be a politician.
Oh yeah. And whereas Terry Bowden just could not make a friend. Terry Bowden just could not. And I was at the media day on campus at Auburn the day we found out he was fired. It was media day was the day after he was fired on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Media day was that next morning. So it is. And I like a lot of what we're seeing from Golesh. I'm curious about 17, I think, South Florida players that are coming with him. I'm curious to see how they translate. I love Byron Brown. And by the way, we'll get a quick take on this whole controversy with Byron Brown's throwing motion. It's college football. Let Todd McShay worry about his throwing motion next April, right? I mean, that's what that's for.
I guess I don't worry about it as much. I've sort of enjoyed it being kind of a funny thing just because, as I'm an Alabama fan, they're Auburn people. But in all honesty, it doesn't bother me all too terribly much. I wouldn't worry about it. I guess, though, if you wanted to get down to brass tacks, could a throwing motion that, again, is a split second slower than it needs to be a problem in the SEC and not a problem in
the American?
Yeah, I guess so.
It could, but I was thinking about this when I heard this. I was like, wait a minute. This is not the NFL. Now, in the NFL, some of your better corners in the NFL, yeah, they're going to break.
Well,
as
by
soon
the way,
as,
have you ever seen Phillip Rivers throw a football?
right, yeah, those so you got to be just a little earlier with your delivery. But even in the SEC or the Big Ten, where you have elite future NFL players, the number of cornerbacks who can start their break on a windup and know where the ball's going and get there because of that windup is the elite of the elite of the elite. It's not like, oh, all these SEC corners. No. The top 3 maybe might be able to do that once in a while. But so I don't see much there. Like I said, I feel like Golish has a chance to win 7 or 8 in year 1, and I think that would be a hell of a start.
I think it's certainly possible. I mean, the schedule, I think, is relatively favorable. There is a batch in there that's tough in the middle of the schedule. And, then, of course, Alabama on the back end at Tuscaloosa. And, I think a lot of it's going to be determined. That Baylor game is going to be a swing game, the first game of the season.
It is. And what does DJ Lagway have? And Dave Aranda coaching for his job. And, that's
well, and I think that can work both for and against Baylor. Like, is he going to be way too amped up for this and overcoach it, or is he just going to go out there and because Golish is probably going to have a lot of leeway. I mean, he wants to make a statement, he wants to win and all that. But I'm saying Golish isn't going out there thinking, if I don't win this one, man, I'm out of here. Dave Aranda's probably going out there, if I don't win this one, man, I'm out of here.
So interestingly, Auburn has a 6.5 win total projection on FanDuel, at least early projection. Florida has 7.5.
That's also a swing
and Florida plays at Auburn in week 3. Is FanDuel saying, we kind of lean a little Florida there?
Well, I do think if you were just looking at the talent on the roster
construction,
you probably would lean Florida. That said, Florida has not done very well in Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Yeah.
In my lifetime.
Yeah.
They may have at before that I was aware of football, but in my lifetime, I remember things like Florida coming in being ranked number 1 and Trey Smith blocking a punt and things like that. And Emmitt Smith going to going to Jordan-Hare Stadium and getting beat up pretty good. Those are the kind of games I remember. And again, or when Florida was essentially on a national championship run and that undefeated Auburn team in '93 beat them without any TV cameras there.
Yeah.
That Auburn team had no business being on the field with Florida, yet Florida lost to them. So, again, and it's not going to be the same because the atmosphere will be good, but it won't be the same as, hey, we're undefeated, they're undefeated, let's see what happens. It's going to be, they may be both undefeated, but my guess is they both look a little sketchy coming into that game. And I would probably lean Auburn in that one right now. I think that's my take.
I think I would too with home field right now. I want to get a little closer to see. I want to learn a little more. Let's stop and take a break. 256-234-6221. Your thoughts on anything spring football related, NCAA tournament, NIT, NCAA, whatever. We're here to talk about it. 256-234-6221. It's brought to you in part by our buddies at JR Sports Bar and Grill. They've been there like 27 years, and some of the best food you're going to find. Downtown Alex City, go by and see them. We'll be back. This is Sports Blitz Live.
Lake Martin now has a global connection for the best in pre-owned vehicles. The all-new Global Auto Exchange is now open on Cherokee Road in Alex City next to Cazador's Restaurant and is excited to serve Lake Martin with the finest pre-owned car, truck, and SUV selection at the market's most competitive prices and most versatile finance options. Global Auto handpicks all their inventory, and with 4 lots in the region, they have a selection that won't be beat. Whether pre-owned luxury to affordable work truck, Global Auto has the vehicle for you. We reward good credit and can work with challenge credit to get you the ride you want. Visit the all-new Global Auto on Cherokee Road, Alex City for the best selection, pricing, and inventory.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindaiwa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, TAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
Blitz Live. It's JJ and Luke with you tonight. Andy has the night off. Thanks for being with us. 256-234-6221. Anything you want to talk about sports-wise, we got on a couple of rants there about spring practice at both Auburn and at Alabama. I did want to go through these SEC win totals from FanDuel with you because I'm fascinated by it, and I have a theory. And this is my theory. You have I thought it was very interesting. Most people, if they put together a list of national title contenders, are going to include Georgia and Texas in those.
Agreed.
Normally, any other year, that would equate to a 10.5 win total projection. I think Georgia and Texas are at 9.5 because of the 9th SEC game getting added to the schedule. I think that the teams that are 7.5 and above projected are basically one game lower than they would have been last year with an 8-game SEC schedule. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, actually, last year, didn't we have the 9-game schedule last year, too?
No. This is the first year of the 9-game SEC schedule.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Okay, I think that is right. Okay,
yeah.
Boy, I'm just telling you, I'm losing my mind. I think that is right. So you go, anyway, I see that. I'll say this about Georgia, though, and I know they play Georgia Tech, but they don't have a non-con game like Texas does. Texas welcomes in Ohio State.
Yeah.
And so I can see where Texas would be bumped down to 9.5. The Georgia one shook me a little.
It's a mystery to me. Well, Georgia has the second most returning starters in FBS.
And they've got a returning starter at quarterback.
Yes.
Their head coach obviously is coming back. They've got a lot going for them.
They bring back 14 starters from an 11-1 team that won an SEC title.
Where are the tough games? Okay, at Bama.
Yeah,
that's going to be difficult. Okay, we admit. Then where? What are the next ones? I mean, the Georgia Tech. Is that what you're worried about?
They don't play Texas in the regular season.
They play Florida, but are you really worried about Florida?
I mean, not yet, but Florida gave them hell in the cocktail party last year. Ole Miss could be interesting, maybe.
They don't play LSU.
No,
they don't.
I don't think they play A&M, do they?
I don't think they play A&M. I don't remember I'm getting closer to memorizing everybody's schedule.
That's one thing that was interesting to me, though. Georgia and Texas being at 9.5. And as you point out, Texas does have Ohio State on the schedule. Maybe that could justify the 9.5. Georgia, though, I don't see any reason for Georgia. I would expect by the time we get to August, Georgia's going to be at 10.5 on the projection.
I mean, if I'm betting, and if you give me those odds, I'm certainly taking the over.
I'm pounding that over. Yeah, I'm pounding that.
I mean, because
what are the chances Kirby loses 3 games this year? When was the last time that happened?
With that schedule.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. And I do believe they play Texas. I'm not sure they have Tennessee on the schedule even this year. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I'm not sure about Oklahoma. I'm not sure. A&M again. I looked at Alabama's. I think Alabama's schedule is much tougher than.
Is Georgia being put? So this is another interesting theory of mine. LSU goes 7-5 last year. Fires the coach midseason. Bring in Lane Kiffin. Go to the portal. Spend some money. Projected 9.5. 9.5.
Yeah, that wouldn't do much for me either. And here's my thinking.
And people, here's my theory though. I think people have started because of what happened at Indiana, and because it garnered so much attention, especially this year. I think people have started to overvalue the transfer portal. And what I mean by that is Georgia was ranked 53rd, I think, in the transfer portal rankings. They didn't need a lot. They needed a big body receiver. They went and got a kid from Georgia Tech. Yeah. They needed an edge rusher. Got a kid from Auburn. Yeah. And other than that, hey man, we're pretty good.
So what if they didn't clean up in the transfer? I'm with you on that. Now, I was talking to Jimmy about this the other day, that it's also you look at things like this about the way you look at a relationship.
Yeah.
Right. You're with somebody for a long time. Somebody else walks by and you're like, man, she's hot, and you talk to her for a minute just in a friendly way. You're like, oh, we click on so many levels. It's the grass is always greener theory. The LSU folks, I heard Brian Kelly say that. Brian Kelly was like, yeah, I heard LSU's got a $40 million roster. Wish I'd had one. I think that would have helped me win a couple more games.
Right.
And he's dead on, because if Lane Kiffin goes in there and wins, let's just say he wins 9 games. Again, not an awful season. They'd probably still be in the playoff hunt, but let's just say he only wins 9 games. If Brian Kelly did that, you'd want to fire him. If Lane Kiffin does it, you're saying with a $40 million roster, you're saying you like that?
Yeah, that's and again.
Calipari and Kentucky and Arkansas. Kentucky spent $20 million on this basketball roster.
Yeah.
To get put out in the second round.
Yeah.
And because everybody's like, Calipari just can't get us there. Okay, be careful what you wish for.
Look, the thing with Brian Kelly had us all convinced that Notre Dame was not a good head coaching job until Marcus Freeman showed us different.
Yeah.
Brian Kelly is just not as good a football coach as Lane Kiffin is. I think that's just a fact.
Now, let me say this. I bet if Marcus Freeman had coached against that Alabama team in Miami, he'd have gotten his butt beat too.
He might have, but I don't think he would have had the same roster.
No, probably not.
I think Brian Kelly overdid the whole, I can't get players at Notre Dame.
Well, let's also say this, and again, I know we're just going down. This is what happens when we
rabbit holes. Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say this, that I think Notre Dame's schedule has gotten so much easier that it's like Notre Dame's a layup for the playoffs.
Yeah, but
who do they even play?
Yeah,
but how do we know Marcus Freeman's a good coach? Yeah, he played Ohio State close, right? And they did beat a Penn State team that was quarterbacked by Drew Aller, that was coached by James Franklin.
Watch the NFL draft this year, and watch the number of players, not just this year, but going forward, that Marcus Freeman's going to put in the league versus what Brian Kelly was putting in the league.
I hear you.
That's where I'm going.
But I'm saying that I feel like it's really difficult to judge Notre Dame coaches right now. Notre Dame, I used to really respect them. They'd play some military services and they'd do some whatever.
But then they'd play USC and Michigan and Michigan State.
USC,
I know. But they would do all that, and they kind of get away with that. It's a little different. We'll talk more about it, but we're way behind on a break. So we're going to take one here and be back with more Sports Blitz Live in just a minute.
You've dreamed about the perfect house. A place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
there's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We're located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
With football here, Martin's at Lake Martin is ready with the lake's best place for sports, fun, and entertainment. With your favorite teams on over 20 big screens. And Martin's is now open 7 days a week. Monday, trivia night. Tuesday, open cornhole tournaments. Wednesday, free pool. Thursday, our huge bingo night with food trucks. And every Friday and Saturday, live entertainment with food trucks. Sunday, enjoy NFL ticket with hot dogs and chili. This football season, make the best game plan. Go to Martin's on 34 in Dadeville, where every hour is happy hour.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Sports Blitz live here on a Tuesday night, 256-234-6221. If you want to get involved in the show tonight, and we're just going to do a short segment here. We've gone down so many rabbit holes, Luke. Just to put a bow on this thing, when I looked at what everybody had coming back next year in the Southeastern Conference, and what everybody brought in, what they had coming back, what they did with it last year, what I think they could do with it, I looked at Georgia and I went, they're getting virtually everybody back. Mm-hmm. They lose their best receiver, but they go pick up a 6'4", 215-pounder from Georgia Tech, downfield threat.
They got Nate Frazier to come back.
Got Frazier to come back. You go and pick up a Morris Williams from Auburn and put a rushed quarterback off the edge, which was a weakness of theirs last year. Got better down the stretch. And I look at Georgia with all those starters coming back, and I go, if they're not number one in the country, I'm putting them number 2, right? I mean, because I don't know if they'll be number 1 coming in, but, man, it's hard for me to imagine them any lower than 3, right?
I'm with you on that. And the thing about Texas reminds me of a guy who plays the roulette wheel, and he's seen it come up red 17 times in a row. He goes, it can't be red 18
times. Can't be red 18
Here goes, I'm betting it on black again.
Yeah.
And then it's red again. Texas is like, I think people are scared to not pick Texas, to miss the one. Like, they've picked Texas so many years in a row, and then when they finally give up on them, they're scared Texas will win it that year, and they're like, okay, well, I've missed it every time.
Well, it's because of what could happen, though. When you look at what Texas brings back with Arch and the way he played down the stretch, you look at the additions they made, wide receiver with Cam Coleman, made some nice additions on defense, offensive line, running backs. Texas has pushed their chips in the middle of the table this year. The boosters got together and said, look, this is Arch Manning's last year. We got to maximize this. This should be our title season. What do you need, Sark? And he told them, and they went and got it.
And the problem is if I'm Sark, I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were going to go get it. Because what if you don't win it now?
Including paying Will Muschamp nearly $3 million a year.
That's insane. Now, let's look at Texas's schedule for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Georgia's, then I'll go to Texas's. This is what I'm saying about how on earth could anybody think Georgia would do less
than 10 wins.
Than 10 wins. I just don't get it. So, and if this thing would quit,
pop-ups, yes.
They just get me every time. I'm not good at them. So, Tennessee State.
Win.
Western Kentucky.
Win.
At Arkansas.
Win.
Oklahoma at home.
Should be a win.
Vanderbilt.
Win.
At Bama.
Toss up.
Georgia at home.
Who?
Excuse me. Auburn at home.
Gotcha. Win.
Florida.
Probably win.
And it's in Atlanta this year.
I know.
Okay. At Ole Miss. Call it a toss-up.
I'll call it a toss-up.
Here's the thing that sends me over the edge to Georgia is it's not Lane Kiffin you're dealing with anymore.
I know.
Missouri. At South Carolina.
Win.
Georgia Tech.
Win.
I just show me how you get to 3 losses.
I mean, that's 10 wins without counting Ole Miss or Alabama as a win.
Exactly. I just don't see. Now, let's go to Texas.
Okay.
It's a little different. UTEP.
Win.
At Michigan. Interesting.
At Michigan?
Cal Whittingham.
Wait.
I'm looking at. I'm sorry.
You're looking at Oklahoma.
I'm looking at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I had it. These pop-ups are killing me, y'all. I'm an old man. All right. Texas is Texas State.
Win.
Ohio State.
Toss up.
UTSA.
Win.
At Tennessee.
That's an interesting game. I'm going to count that as a toss-up right now.
I'm going to count it
I want to
as a
see
win.
Tennessee first. I want to see Tennessee.
I'm going to count it as a win for Texas. I just don't. I'm not buying. First of all, who is Tennessee's quarterback going to be?
It's probably going to be McIntyre, I think. Okay. But I don't know. We'll see.
Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
That one does trick you occasionally, but okay, if you want to call that one a toss-up, that's fine.
Yeah.
Florida at home.
Should be a win.
Ole Miss at home.
Should be a win. It's at home.
I agree. Mississippi State at home.
Win.
At Missouri.
Should be a win.
At LSU.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Arkansas.
Win.
At A&M.
Win. All right, so I'm well, not at A&M. That's not a win.
Well, Texas has beaten them the last 2 years,
By my little simple way of thinking, I see 7 wins and 5 games that are potential losses.
And you could rank those however you want to. I would say 8 wins with 4 roadblocks. But I can certainly, if you wanted to bet the over or the under on Texas, I'm on board. I just can't see how you can legitimately and honestly, unless you just hate Georgia.
Yeah.
You're wish casting.
You're
if
right.
you bet on Georgia under 9.5.
Kirby sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you just, they're due to have 9 wins or whatever. That's fine. But the games I laid out there for you, they're 2 potholes.
Yeah.
There's at Ole Miss and there's at Bama. And frankly, if you told me they win both of them right now, I wouldn't be shocked.
Wouldn't be shocked. Not a bit. All right, I told you it was going to be a short segment. We'll step aside, do a little catch-up break here. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live.
Two Rivers Lumber Company has a proud heritage in the state of Alabama and is excited to announce we are opening a new facility in the Lake Martin area late 2025. Our company specializes in southern yellow pine dimension lumber, and we plan to employ over 150 in our new community of Lake Martin. Two Rivers Lumber Company is a family-run business with over 45 years of service to the state. And we are happy to become a part of the Lake Martin community and want to wish the best of luck to all area athletic teams in all competitions. Two Rivers Lumber, Lake Martin's newest community partner, coming soon.
What makes Zaxby's Giant Chicken Finger Quesadilla so giant? Crispy fingers, sauce, and melty cheese. Zaxby's Giant Chicken Finger Quesadillas. Who's got the sauce?
Zaxby's.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability. Eligibility may vary.
If you listen carefully, you'll hear the roads of Alabama calling. And Sarah Honda has your answer. Serving you for over 40 years with one of the largest Honda and pre-owned inventories in the state and the Sarah Promise. Our best deal when you buy or trade, a 72-hour exchange policy, a no-hassle trade-in promise. Written offers are good for 7 days. And our best service promise. Our factory-certified technicians help keep your vehicle running smoothly. That's why Alabama can be yours to discover in a new vehicle from Sarah Honda in Sylacauga.
Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live. JJ and Luke with you as we approach the end of hour number one here. Interestingly enough, ESPN, the millions of brackets that were submitted, the last perfect bracket got busted when Tennessee beat Virginia.
That's amazing.
Yeah, didn't even make it to the Florida loss after that.
Yeah, but wow. I mean, I don't care how many millions were submitted. That's still, I mean, you got to hit a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things had to happen and go your way.
Yeah, just to get to that point. But they did get to that point. I mean, if I got to that point with a perfect bracket, I'd start getting excited.
Oh, there's no question about it. I've sort of quit looking at my bracket. I mean, every year I'm excited to fill out a bracket, and after day one, I'm sort of like, I'm not really into this anymore. I've already missed several. And what happens is I might hit them all except the one I had going to the Final Four.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look, I've still got 5 of my Elite 8 in. I've got 3 of my Final Four. I got both of my championship game teams and my national champion. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm in the middle of the pack right now, but I got a chance. All right, I don't want to spend – I'm just going to tell you, I don't want to offend anybody with this. I am not going to spend a ton of time on the NIT. I'm just not.
I mean, you're not.
But I do want to talk about the Auburn team in the NIT, because remember, like late in the season, where everybody's going, well, if they don't make the NCAA, they should just shut it down and start recruiting. Well, go hit the portal. Well, the portal's not open until after the Final Four, so you got no reason. So, to me, I thought it benefited Auburn, would benefit Auburn, and will benefit Auburn for Stephen Pearl to coach more games, because this is his first head coaching job. And I think we saw some evidence in year one that, like every first-time coach, he's not 100% ready. You know what I mean? And that's every first-time coach. I don't think John Calipari, his first head coaching job in year one, was John Calipari today. So I think the more games he coaches, the better he'll get at managing games. And that's a skill that he's going to have to work on. And then they can still go hit the portal, go recruit, sign your class, decide who's staying, decide who's going. Do you want to make staff changes? All of those decisions can be done after the NIT.
I agree with you. I think that it's better to be in the NIT than not. Yeah, you could go in the NIT and lose in the first round and be embarrassed and make things worse, I suppose. But I think people would – I know years ago Alabama went to the NIT, and I think it was I can't remember if it was Avery Johnson or Anthony Grant that was the coach.
I think it was Avery.
Yeah, and they lost in the first round to a team they shouldn't have lost to. But it didn't make me think worse of the season. The season I already thought poorly.
Right.
So I think that is good to go out there and get some more practice. I think it's good for Auburn, frankly, that Keyshawn Murphy isn't playing, because – now they've gotten 2 games. They've realized, hey, we don't necessarily have to have him.
And by the way, the Magwood kid, it turns out, can play basketball.
He can play. He can. Now, I think it's interesting that, apparently there was such a hardline disciplinary thing going on, and now when you get in the NIT, it's like, just come on and play.
Yeah.
I almost feel like that's been worse news for Stephen. People are going, like, why didn't you play him 4 games ago?
Right.
I mean, anytime. Now, granted, I think he did go in there and say some things about the coach and the staff, and he shouldn't have done. But, I mean, if you're going to play him in the NIT, you should have played him before, if he's this good. I mean, he's not an All-American, but he's pretty doggone good.
Yeah. He could have helped your basketball.
He could have helped your basketball, especially because you have no depth.
That's right.
So I think this was the right move to accept the NIT. And then look, I mean, what if you go out there and you win it?
Yeah.
You know, it's winning the NIT. You can say that's like, you know, being
But you know what? It puts
midget.
you on national television in Madison Square. It's nice exposure for you.
Indianapolis this year.
Oh, isn't it? Okay.
Somewhere like that I saw.
I thought it was always Madison Square
Square Garden. I thought it was always in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
But it said something about the finals being that. I didn't know that.
Well,
now,
me either.
that also lets you know how far the NIT has fallen, that even if they announced that, I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but you weren't lining up to watch that press conference.
Well, because the NIT almost, and it shouldn't feel this way, but because the tournament is expanded so much, I think the NIT feels like it's almost like here's your Make-A-Wish tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And a lot of people might look at it like I would rather just this season be over and let's move forward, and I get that too. But now that Auburn's 2 games in and they've won
you got players that are going to be back next year who need to play more. You got some. There are going to be some that need to play more basketball. You got a young coach that needs to coach more basketball. To me, it's a win-win regardless of how it comes out. All right, we're going to step aside. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to get into serious basketball talk. So I want to talk head coaching openings, potential openings, possible fills for those openings. And then we want to get in depth on Bama and Michigan with our buddy Drew DeArmond at the Zone in Huntsville, host of Talking Ball in the mornings up there. So we'll get him on coming up in the next hour too. Sports Blitz Live, hour number 2, straight ahead.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Glory's Furniture Express, your expressway to savings. Come on, get on board. Glory's Furniture saves you more. We try harder in every way, so drive a little and save today. Glory's Furniture Express, your expressway to savings.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open, located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area, and they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all: Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Blitz live on this Tuesday night. It's JJ and Andy with you, or JJ and Luke with you. Andy has the night off. All right, so as we get in hour number 2.
You insulted Andy.
I did. I'm sorry. We just got news breaking that Hubert Davis, head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels, has announced that he will not be returning next year. That's not unexpected. The talk out of Carolina had been that they might either, one, Hubert, we're firing the whole staff and you replace them with people we want, or Hubert, we don't want to have to fire you. You're a former player here and beloved. We just want you to step aside. And that's apparently what he's chosen to do. So North Carolina, if we talk best jobs in college football, right, we get into all the stuff. Is it Texas? Is it Ohio State? Whatever. In college basketball, there's a lot of great jobs, right? Kansas, Kentucky. I mean, you go. North Carolina is just a different deal. This is Carolina.
I totally agree. I hear what you're saying. The one thing I would say about it, it wasn't, 4 years ago Carolina was in the national championship game?
Yeah, I think that's right. It was Davis's first year.
And now they're letting him go. I mean, they're forcing retirement, however you want to phrase it. So I'm saying.
But it's been bad for 3 years.
All these jobs come with an asterisk now.
Yeah.
It's because it's what have you done for me lately across the board?
So if you're Carolina, I see a couple of names that I think they'll target early. And then I'm going to tell you why I don't think Nate Oates is one of them. But I do think they'll target Todd Golden at Florida. And I think they'll target Dusty May at Michigan. I think those will be like top 2. Then there's another rung below that where a Mark Byington at Vanderbilt. Or maybe Nate Oates, maybe they have a conversation. I don't know that he's a fit there, but we'll talk about that. But I want to get your thoughts on a theory I have. But let's go to the phone first. 256-234-6221. You're on Sports Blitz Live.
Hey, guys. How's it going tonight?
Good.
So Hubert Davis has been fired. Is that what you're saying?
He has announced that he is not returning.
He has been pushed out. He is retired. He's been fired. However you want to phrase it, he ain't coming back.
Yeah.
That's been a school that's largely kept it in the so-called quote-unquote family.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're going to be forced to go outside that family.
Well,
yeah, they're not forced to. They could stay in the family if they wanted to, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who's all on, say, the Roy Williams tree.
Right.
I don't know. And frankly, I think whoever they go after, but I'm like you, I think they probably will try and do something different. But I don't know anybody that is just says, oh, my God, that's a perfect fit. Dusty May probably would have been a great call, but even Michigan took a chance on him at Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
Yeah, do y'all think Mark Pope will get fired?
No, not this year.
No, I don't think so this year either, but I do think he's going to have a lot of a very hot seat next year. And here's the other thing. Bill Self at Kansas, he intimated that he may be stepping down for health reasons. You don't say that unless you actually may do that.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something, guys. Looking at Bruce Pearl on the broadcast, that guy's not done coaching.
There's no chance North Carolina hires
Terry,
Bruce
I
Pearl.
want you to take
no
this.
chance.
I want you and every Auburn fan to take this the right way. I'm with you on that, and he's a much better coach than he is on the broadcast. Yeah. The feedback that he has gotten from Twitter on the broadcasting stuff has been awful. I mean, like, he just is – I know he's charismatic in person. I've met him a few times. He is. But on TV, and especially with Stephen Pearl's situation going on and the things he said about Miami of Ohio, that struck a chord in the very wrong way with people. And I don't feel like this is really his bag. I think he's much better at coaching than he is doing this.
I just don't think he's done coaching at all. I just think he's got the fire still in his belly a little bit, and he's going to do it. He just stayed at Auburn for 10 years.
Yep.
That was the first chance. They gave him a chance, and he's got that second chance. He's going to get another one.
Where do you think he would go though? Because I look at it like, okay, again, I thought maybe he was going to pursue politics too. I thought that may be a thing.
I think he walks to Kentucky.
I think of the big three that might be open, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Kansas, I think Kentucky's the only one that would hire him.
Yeah. And I just don't think Mark Pope's going anywhere this year. I think that's still another year away.
Bruce Pearl, I think he would.
Well, if Bruce reached out to him, then maybe so. That would be something else. If you had Steven and Bruce in the same
play this game. Play this.
Have Steven. I tell you right now, they can have that clown.
Hey, play this game with me though. I mean, Tennessee.
Well, Rick Barnes. The only way
Rick Barnes retires,
if he retired, I don't no idea how old.
If Rick Barnes retires, does Tennessee, hey, let's put the band back together?
No.
I don't think they would do that either. I'm with Terry on
Okay.
that. I think but I think Kentucky may do it. I don't think North Carolina would do it. I just don't feel.
I don't think Kansas.
It's not a good fit. I don't think Kansas would do it. Not a great fit. But I do think Kentucky may say, look, Kentucky has not done anything. They hadn't won the SEC tournament since, 2017?
Yeah, that's right. Here's the one thing I want you to think about, though, and this involves the other coach in this state, Nate Oates. Dusty May at Michigan is going to get a phone call from North Carolina and may get a phone call from Kansas if that happens. If Dusty May makes the move from, say, Michigan's a great job, but it's not North Carolina. If he makes the move to North Carolina, does Michigan pick up the phone and call Nate Oates? And does he take the call?
I don't know. I really
Does
don't.
he go back home? That's my question, right? That to me is one that I don't think there's a lot of college jobs that Nate Oates would leave Alabama for.
Michigan State is who everybody thought it was for a long time.
I think Michigan, if Michigan comes open, I think it'd be hard for him not to at least talk to him.
Oh, I think he would. Now, again, he seemingly turned down Kentucky last year. So I think he does have some familial ties to Tuscaloosa now with daughters in school and things. And I think my understanding is Nate just got engaged too.
Yeah.
So who knows? But that may be new beginnings.
Sure.
I don't know what any of this means. I know that his buyout goes from $18 million, which is an absurdly high number in basketball, to still high but not crazy $10 million in April. Right. So if I'm Greg Byrne, the first thing I'm doing is saying, what do we need to do to make this happen?
Right.
And
$1 million in a minute.
Yeah. I think they just got to pay up because these are the salad days. I mean, Alabama's been to 4 straight Sweet 16s now, and the only other 2 schools that have done it are Houston and Tennessee. Kentucky and Kansas has missed the last 4 Sweet 16s.
Well, let me ask you a quick question about the clown down here in Auburn, Stephen Pearl. How much heat do y'all think is on that clown for next year? Because the coaching waiting will not work. You know why? Because it's never worked.
That's right. I think you're right. And I'd say it's a pretty hot seat next year. He does not need to miss the tournament again. I'll say that.
He needs to catch a bus out of town now.
I'll tell you, you can't even put a what should he do number on it yet because we have absolutely no idea who's going to be on that team. We have no idea. We have no idea who's transferring out. We have no idea who Auburn is pushing out. Auburn may turn to some of these guys that some people may love and say, you're not working here. It's not working out. Yeah. And so then you've got to go in the portal and you've got to reorganize everything. And again, that can work great. It can if the chemistry builds. But Kentucky did that this year. By the way, Kentucky's got nobody committed from high school in this particular class.
Well, look, it doesn't matter who Auburn brings in. They're still going to be coached by that clown.
Look, I'm going to tell you, I agree. I think Auburn's hand was forced. And
there's no doubt.
What?
And I think that this was probably not the best move for Auburn. It was a great move for the Pearls because he's going to get a buyout and get everything else. I don't think it was a great move necessarily for Auburn, and I think that even though you can look at things and say, well, he beat Rick Pitino this year, he beat Todd Golden, I agree with all that. I would also say if he had played Todd Golden towards the end of the year or Rick Pitino right now, I don't think it'd be a mismatch.
Random isolated wins do not prove coaching acumen.
Agreed, especially in college basketball.
Terry, we got to take a break, brother.
Take care, guys.
See you.
Thank you, man. Yep. We're going to take a break, come back, and do a deep dive on this Sweet 16 game, Bama and Michigan, with Drew DeArmond from 97.7 The Zone in Huntsville. That's next.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City. Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SCC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands. From drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
JJ and Luke with you tonight. Andy has the night off, and we are talking ball. Talking basketball specifically. Drew DeArmond with us, 97.7 The Zone in Huntsville. He's the host of Talking Ball weekday mornings there. And, Drew, we wanted to bring you up. We got to talk a little Alabama basketball, man, because there is a rather sizable basketball game Friday.
Yeah, no question. Alabama will be back at the scene of the crime where they they whipped Illinois in the United Center earlier in the season, and it was one of their bigger out-of-conference wins. So they've already had some success on that floor, but they'll be back to take on another monster, and that's Michigan Wolverines. And luckily, they've played a very difficult schedule. They've beaten the likes of St. John's on the road. They beat Illinois which was a road game. They took on Gonzaga, and then they've seen Arizona. And right now, Arizona and their next opponent, Michigan, arguably might be the 2 best teams in the country. So at least they've seen a balanced team like Arizona that is going to be like their opponent they're playing. It's the Michigan Wolverines, who are outstanding. I mean, that group is 33-3, and they're huge, probably as bigger than Arizona. And they have good guard play. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's really good. And Dusty May does a great job of teaching. I mean, that man nearly, Florida Atlantic to the national championship game. So, it's going to be a huge challenge. Alabama's, I guess, still about a 9.5-point underdog. So they're definitely going to be, David to Goliath. But they have been before. And one thing I love is NATO doesn't shy away from it. He knows they've been underdogs before and won, and he'll instill a lot of confidence in the team. They've adjusted brilliantly from losing Aiden Holloway. Certainly you'd love to have him in this matchup, but you're not going to. So these kids have already adjusted to his loss, and I thought they played their best total game of the year against Texas Tech, and it's going to take a similar effort to beat the Michigan Wolverines, especially with the way they played defensively, guys.
Yeah, first of all, I love the way that this game shapes up in terms of Alabama and the Illinois situation. You talked about that earlier, that Alabama goes to the United Center and plays Illinois, so they've been in this venue before. It's not going to be super intimidating, and they've played a Big Ten team that is really good there before. So I think that helps Alabama to a degree. And one other thing we talked about off air is that LeBaron Philon, while he did not play terribly on Sunday night, very, very late, by the way, he did not score a lot of points. I mean, in fact, Noah Williamson almost had as many points as he did, and if you had told me that going into the game against Texas Tech, I would have said they routed us.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. He ended up with 9 points, 12 assists, and about 6 or 7 rebounds. You know, he nearly had a triple-double. And he played good defense, I thought the entire team did. But they're going to need LeBaron. He's averaging, 20-plus points per game and nearly 5 assists. He's going to have a 20 to 25-point, 7-assist game because, he's the best player on the team. And to be a team of the caliber of Michigan, who's better than Texas Tech, especially without Toppin, they're going to need, a vintage LeBaron performance, but they're also going to need the Latrell Wrightsell we saw in this last game. He was pretty good against Hofstra. He was outstanding against Tech. He had 24. They're going to need those two guys to both be killers. And then Houston Millette's got to continue to do the dirty work. I was proud that he, was able to make shots in the last game. He made 5 threes. They'll probably need double figures out of him because if they get that trio of guards playing well, guys, I think they can outplay Elliot Cadeau. And then they know Namari Burnett very well from his time in Tuscaloosa. So, and don't forget, Kayson's out. So Michigan has lost a player or two, their sixth man. So, and he was a guard for them. So Alabama's guards have to outplay Michigan's. And then what you're going to need out of Aiden Sherrill is what we saw similarly against Hofstra. And Michigan is not Hofstra, but you're going to need a double-double out of Aiden, stay out of foul trouble. And then, he's going to – and then I think Amari Allen, you're going to need a double-digit scoring game out of him, double-digit rebounds. Those two guys need double-doubles. And then I think it's not being talked about enough, but you need great energy and effort out of Taylor Bowl-Bowen, the kind we've seen the last 2 games. He's been very, very productive in his time on the floor. It doesn't necessarily mean, double-digit points, but hit a 3 here and get a, drive to the rim, get some blocks, get some rebounds, just do some of the dirty work. And if he does that, and then let's not forget Noah Williamson. I mean, I did think Hell throws over when he made the 2 threes, but hey, things happen. Guys step up in clutch situations, and if he can give them 10 good minutes and help them get some rebounds, maybe make a shot or 2, then I think that would be immeasurable. But it's going to take Alabama's best effort. I think they're going to need to limit the turnovers to 10 or less, and maybe even single digits, because you don't want to give Michigan extra possessions. And then you have to stay. If the rebounding battle needs to be something around 40 to 37, 40 to 35, something like that, Alabama has to stay close. If Alabama stays close in the rebounding war and it's not just a one-sided domination, then I think that means they've got enough possessions and they can win maybe a 90 to 85 type game or an 87 to 80 type game, because I think that's what it's going to have to be. I always have a magic number for Alabama. I hit it on the head last game. I said 90 against Texas Tech. I said 85 against Hofstra. And I'm in the 85 to 90 range against Michigan. They've got to push the pace, and the game's going to need to be high scoring for Alabama to win it. Because I think when you look at Michigan's losses, they've been in the 80s. So Alabama's got to get the point total up, because I don't think Michigan wants to play quite as fast as Alabama does.
Yeah, Alabama averages 92 a game. I'm like you, Drew. I was thinking about that earlier today. I think Alabama's got to get like 90, 91, 92. I think they got to be right up there around their average. Let's talk about Yaxel Lindeberg. The guy shoots 51.5% from the field. He's lights out at the free throw line, 83%.
He may be the best player in college basketball this year. And Drew, who does Alabama try to run at him? It's almost got to be Amari Allen, doesn't it?
I think it's Amari, and then I think it's probably Bull Bowen. Bull Bowen, it's going to be tough because he's a thinner guy, but he can at least block shots and have some length. But I do think it's probably those two guys that'll take some turns trying to guard him. Amari is certainly strong enough, but he can't reach. He doesn't need to get cheap fouls. But I'm also of this opinion. I don't know that it's necessarily a bad thing if Lindenborg goes for 25 if you hold the rest down. If you're able to turn their guards over and their guards don't play well, and then the other bigs, if Amari Allen can score the ball, and Aiden Sherrill, if they're scoring the ball and Lindenberg's still getting his, I think I can live with that. Even if he has a 20-point-plus game, you've got to hold the other guys down because he's certainly a talented guy that's going to play in the NBA. And I mean, it's hard to believe he was at UAB at one time. Great job by Andy Kennedy getting that kid. But he's an outstanding player. But I think you just have to – now, you can't let him go off for 30. But if he is, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing as long as you defend the rest of the guys really well. And then don't allow them defensively to run you off the three-point line because the great equalizer for Alabama is the three-point line, guys. I think they've got to make 15-plus threes and shoot over 40% from three. If they do, they got a great shot. And here's the ironic part. You guys, I'm sure, have looked at it. They really didn't shoot that well overall against Texas Tech, but they did make threes, and they dominated the glass. And the glass and, of course, making the three is going to be a big part of having a chance to shock Michigan and move on to the third straight Elite Eight for Nate Oates.
So you're in the Tennessee Valley area up there in Huntsville. We were talking about this earlier. Let's play a game where Alabama knocks off Michigan and Tennessee knocks off Iowa State. Let's play a game where Alabama Tennessee meeting Sunday in the Elite Eight for a chance to go to the Final Four. Where does that stand in terms of the Alabama Tennessee rivalry that's been known for football for so long? Where would that game stack up?
Well, it would be there'd be a lot of anxiety on both sides because they split during the regular season, and Tennessee won in Tuscaloosa, and Alabama probably let that one get away from them, and Nate Ament kind of had his coming out party, and then ironically, Ament got banged up, and Alabama came back and won in Knoxville. Certainly, Tennessee fans would be super excited for another chance to go to a Final Four, but then deep down, if Alabama prevented them from getting back to getting to their first Final Four, I don't know how many of them could really take it mentally. It might eat at them for the rest of their lives. It would certainly be a contrast in style. What about that? It would be great for the conference, and certainly on a neutral court, it would be fascinating to see whose style would translate the most. I mean, I don't think Ament is completely healthy. He would be healthy enough to play. And then, of course, Alabama would be without Aiden Holloway. But if you beat Michigan, you'd be playing with all kind of confidence. And yet both of them are going to be underdogs. And in my bracket, ironically, I had Iowa State knocking out Michigan to go to the Final Four. So this will be fascinating to see these matchups.
Drew DeArmond with us. Drew, I know you got a morning show to do tomorrow at Talking Ball, 97.7 The Zone. Go get some rest. Thanks for staying up with us, man.
All right, man, I appreciate it very much.
See you, Drew.
Thanks.
Anytime to talk basketball, man.
You got it. Drew, a very knowledgeable basketball fan, by the way. Very knowledgeable Alabama guy, period. The Tennessee-Alabama thing on this potential for, this matchup of going to the final. It's like he said, it would almost, the dread of maybe losing that game would be worse than the anticipated joy of possibly winning it, right?
Honestly, it reminds me of every Iron Bowl ever.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy Iron Bowls at all. I've never liked them. I don't want to be around them. And when we win, all I feel is relief. I don't feel joy.
Right.
So I think that's what it'd be for Tennessee. Now, I think for Alabama, of course, we'd be upset. As Alabama fans, we'd be upset.
But we've been there a couple of years ago.
And shoot, if you had told me I'll live in my lifetime, we'll go to 3 Elite Eights in a row.
Yeah.
I would have said you're nuts. And, here we are on the precipice of it. So, and frankly, I don't see it stopping. I mean, I know Alabama missed out on Caleb Holt. That's disappointing, but they've got 3 other commitments that are Samuels and Bowie and Richardson that are all really good players. And obviously, I mean, you got some guys you hope will come back. Hopefully, Aiden Holloway will be back. I mean, and I think that he will be back next year. Hopefully, Aiden Jarrell will be back. Hopefully, Amari Allen, although he's getting some first-round buzz. Maybe Taylor Bowen. So we could have a good nucleus, and then, of course, whoever you get in the transfer portal, and there'll be another.
The college basketball days of somebody getting some NBA draft buzz and then turning pro, I think those days are about to be over. At this point, if you're not a lottery pick, you need to come back to school. You're going to make more money coming back to school.
Showed that, didn't he?
Phylon showed that. So if you're not going to be top 12 to 15, you need to be back at school. Now, I will say this because Drew mentioned to Tennessee fans, if it's Alabama that keeps them out of another Final Four.
That'd be devastating.
So I was in Knoxville. I think it was 93. Alabama had, I forget how long the winning streak was. 9, I think it had gotten up to at that point.
Probably about
8, 9. And that was the one where it's in Knoxville. I went to that game at Neyland.
No, it was 94 then.
No, it was 93.
Well, 93 was the tie. That was David Palmer's tie.
Right, David Palmer's tie.
He was in Birmingham, though.
It was in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Okay. So
he was in Birmingham because I was a student. I was there.
Okay. I remember after that game catching a Tennessee fan on a sports call-in show as I'm leaving the stadium. And I'm listening to this fan, and he is nearly in tears, Luke. And he's like, my son is 6 years old. He's never seen us beat Alabama. I mean, it was like that. I can imagine there would be some of that.
Well,
particularly from somebody like Clay Travis, if they get to the Elite Eight and Alabama keeps them out of a Final
Four. I got bad news for that guy. If he has any grandchildren, he didn't see any wins for like 15 years.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what's funny about that? Clay Travis, of course, married a Bama girl.
Yeah.
And like 2 of his sons are Bama kids now.
Right.
And then also David Cohn, I think is his name, that is with the
Creighton Company. Yeah.
His wife is a Bama.
Yeah, that I knew. And he's the former Michigan quarterback. Yeah. All right, we're going to step aside, take a break. Went long there, but we kind of planned to. So thanks again, Drew DeArmond. If you get a chance, you're in the Huntsville area, check out 97.7 The Zone, great sports station. He hosts Talking Ball weekday mornings there at 7 a.m. At 97.7 The Zone. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live in just a moment.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
If you're tired of the same old and you're hungry for something really good, then it's time to go to JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has the best fingers and wings around, and their menu is loaded with appetizers, burgers, salads, and so much more. Follow JR's on their Facebook to keep up with their live music events and drink specials. And if after a long day you just want to stay in, remember JR's delivers. Call in your order at 256-329-2328. JR Sports Bar and Grill, 145 Alabama Street in Alexander City. Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard, Montgomery, or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
There's only one clear choice in the Lake Martin area for plumbing, heating, and air. That's All Clear Plumbing and Air. Our professionally trained technicians offer full service repair and installation on all major brands, from drips to water heaters, thermostats to entire air conditioning and heating systems, and everything in between. Our fast, reliable, and guaranteed top-notch customer service will keep you informed and up to speed through the entire process. Call us today or look for us on Facebook and Instagram at All Clear Plumbing and Air, 256-496-2056. License number 19172.
Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live. It's JJ and Luke with you. Andy has the night off tonight, and once again, we've been talking about NCAA tournament. We've talked a good bit of spring football. There was one question I did not get a chance to ask you during our football segment, and it's an interesting question. So I want to go back to it since we've got a quick segment here and an open segment. Looking at the projected win totals for the teams last year, are there one or two teams or somebody who would you think in the Southeastern Conference would have a chance next year to add the most wins to their win-loss total from last year? Who would be your pick on that?
First of all, I'd have to see the schedules. I'd have to know what those are. But try and remember. I would say Florida would have a good shot. I don't remember exactly how many games Florida won, though.
They won 4. They went 4-8.
I think Florida has a good shot to improve.
Yeah.
I really do.
South Carolina, maybe. They also went 4-8.
The only thing about South Carolina, they still have buzzard luck. I mean, they got a kid named Jacarius Peak from North Carolina that Alabama won.
And he's injured. Now, are there any updates? Because they did say he would be back.
He may be back, but he's missing all spring. That's not nothing.
Yeah.
Then they have the other tackle that they said may be out the entire year.
Right.
So they've lost both tackles,
Yeah.
at least for the foreseeable future.
They do have a credible offensive coordinator this year.
Yeah, they do.
Who fits that quarterback very well, and I think will do good things with him.
And they do have a good quarterback coming back.
Yeah, and a great edge rusher coming back.
And a good edge rusher coming back. South Carolina, I guess I'd put them on the list, but I'd need to look at their schedule. I know Clemson's certainly on the schedule. I know they're at Bama. They got Georgia at home. I saw that. So there's 3 games that I'm thinking, okay, you probably drop those 3. And so now I need to find a few more games that you can make up for, and I think it's going to get difficult.
I can live, and then the other side of that coin is who has the biggest drop, and I'm looking straight at you, Missouri.
Well, Missouri lost,
and I'm looking straight at you, Vandy.
Vandy lost their whole identity in a way.
Yeah, I think, look, if Vandy goes 6-6 this year with a true freshman 5-star quarterback,
then Clark Lee's is somebody.
and they go 6-6, then watch out, because the next couple of years could be really fun for Vanderbilt. But if they fall back to that 4-8, 3-9 Vandy, then we know.
It's so much harder, in my opinion, to predict. I mean, I know we've been pretty staunch on Georgia going over this total, but it's so much harder to predict because you just don't know how these teams are going to gel anymore, and there's so much turnover.
And lack of depth. Injuries now count almost twice as much as they used to, because nobody is stacking depth the way that Saban used to, Kirby used to.
Ohio State,
yeah. I mean, even Ohio State, I don't care who you are, nobody is stacking players 3 and 4 deep the way you used to.
And that 9th SEC game is not nothing. I don't
No,
care
that's
if you
not
pick up
nothing.
Kentucky. I don't care if you pick up South Carolina or Vandy or whoever. I mean, Kentucky, let me tell you something. Alabama goes to Kentucky, I think it's the second game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be super easy.
Yeah, and Will Stein's another one of those, a bright offensive guy. We don't know yet if he can be a head coach. We're gonna get some indication of it. you know, we'll have to wait and see. But I looked at Florida's schedule today because I'm like, God, they were 4-8 last year, and that's with a win over Texas, by the way. And they
Who's
went.
their non-con? I know Florida State, but who else?
Yeah, Florida State and some tomato cans.
Oh, okay. So they probably. Here's the other thing that is a shame about the 9th SEC game. And I know that the SEC came out and mandated you must play somebody from Power 5 or Notre Dame or whatever. Or Power 4, I should say.
I think every conference should have the same rules.
I do
like
too. I think
9 conference games and 1 Power 4 non-con.
But see, the Big Ten said we ain't doing that.
Yeah,
Now,
right.
if I'm the SEC, the first thing I do is say we ain't doing that.
Yeah, but here's the problem. The reason the SEC can do it is because if you're Georgia, you're like, oh, hell no, you're not taking that rule away. I got to play Georgia Tech every year. If you're South Carolina, you're going, hell no, don't take that rule away. I have to play Clemson every year.
Yeah.
You know, so
Florida and Florida State.
Florida State. I mean, there's a lot of Power 4 non-con rivalry games in the South for Southeastern Conference teams that, you know, you don't want to lose all those too, because though you start canceling those, it's like Notre Dame USC, right? You don't want to.
But those are a lot of those games. It's the law that they must play.
Right.
You know, so
in the state,
I think the SEC though would have more people say, you know, because you look at the teams that don't have that: Tennessee and Texas and Bama and LSU and
Auburn,
Auburn and Arkansas, and on into the night. I think that they would say, "I'm sorry." I mean, but by the way. Yeah, Georgia Tech has been okay lately, and they won a natty in the 90s. Other than that, they haven't been very good.
Yeah, it's not like Kent State, though.
Yeah.
It's not.
I know, and I'm all for, but I look at it this way. I look at next year's schedule, not 27 schedule, where Florida State rotates off for Alabama. Ohio State rotates on. I have 3 children that grew up in Columbus, Ohio. I've been to an Ohio State game. It's fun. I think it would be an incredible atmosphere to have one game in Columbus, then the next year in Tuscaloosa. It'll be nuts. But you're going to make me play Ohio State on the same year, by the way, that I've got to play Oklahoma and Texas and LSU.
Yeah.
And well, actually, I don't think we'd play LSU that year. Or Auburn, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody else does that.
No.
So why do I have to do it?
Right.
You know, that would be my thing. And I'd say, hey, okay, I'll find somebody else.
Yeah.
I'll find somebody else that it'll be another OSU to be Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
But which ironically Alabama is on the schedule. They hadn't canceled that one yet. But again, this is not about being scared to play Ohio State. I think it'd be wonderful. And I think Alabama was on board.
Once again, though, this all goes back to the playoff committee. They told us strength of schedule would matter, and then when it came time to cut the nuts, it didn't matter.
But see, and that's where I do like this brings me to a whole nother rant. We might just have to do late commercials.
Well, I was going to say we could take a break and come back.
No, because I'm on. Okay, all
right.
I have the memory of a fruit fly.
Okay.
But all the people who were for expansion and for letting the little guy in and doing all this and for college football and for college basketball. You know what college basketball has done this year? The little, there ain't no more Cinderella.
Ain't no little guy.
The Cinderella is a Texas, which that's what I've always wanted.
Right.
You can have your 11 seed still be a good program, and guess what? The ratings are through the roof.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to watch Illinois State in the Final Four.
I am curious to watch. I'm curious to see the television ratings for the Sweet 16 Elite 8 games because, as you mentioned, every team in the Sweet 16 is a Power 4 team. Every team in the Sweet 16 is a Power 4 team. So I'm curious to see next week's ratings for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I want to see what that looks like.
And here's the other thing. The ratings ought to be gangbusters. There's not a single bunk game in the Sweet 16. Yeah. Not a single one. And there's not we've got the Cinderella in, who was the UMBC.
Yeah.
They're in the Sweet 16. No. You got St. John's playing Duke. You got Bama, Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What are you talking about? This is awesome.
It's great. Let's take a break. We'll come back with more Sports Blitz Live.
Along with fall, there's huge falling prices at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor for all your tractor, implements, and riding lawnmower needs. All remaining Spartan mowers must go for next year's models. And besides the year-end low prices, you can still get 0% interest up to 60 months. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor also has a huge selection of Mahindra tractors of all sizes with full implements packages that range from harvest or just getting your hunting site prepped. Mahindra also has up to 84 months 0% financing. So now's the time. Score big with the Lake's exclusive Spartan and Mahindra dealer. Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor, Highway 280 across from the Home Depot.
L&M Pawn and Gun, located in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, is East Alabama and West Georgia's complete gun, tactical, and pawn shop. It invites the region to shop over 500 firearms in stock, on the floor, and ready for sale at the market's best values. At L&M Pawn and Gun, we specialize in all tactical guns, equipment, and parts, including AK-47 and AR-15s. Specialized parts for tactical guns as well as suppressors and other parts you can't find anywhere. L&M Pawn and Gun has it all in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, or shop online, lmpawnandgun.com. Craving pizza done right? Come to Lake Martin Pizza, where flavor meets the lake, with 2 locations, 63 South in Alexander City and Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Grab a 14 or 18-inch specialty pizza, or build your own masterpiece. Go half and half, your way. In a hurry, stop in for our lunch specials. Hot, fresh pizza by the slice, served daily. We've got more than just pizza. Try our fresh salads, cheesy breadsticks, garlic knots, and sweet cinnamon twists. Lake days, game nights, or family dinners, Lake Martin Pizza hits the spot every time.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We are located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live. It's JJ and Luke with you. Andy has the night off. Appreciate you guys being with us tonight. And we're a little bit behind, so this won't be a very long segment. But I did have a thing I read today, a story that came out today, which I find very interesting. You hear it all the time, right? NIL is killing college athletics. I don't think so. I disagree with that statement. I think NIL's fine if it's regulated. And it's right now it's not. The NIL Go is a good idea, and they're starting now to try to implement some punishment and some and once you get that structure figured out, rev share is fine, rev share is fair. Rev share is a good thing. Rev share should have been done 20 years ago. We might not have some of these problems. The NIL, you've got to get it to where it's real NIL. You're not supposed to be able to guarantee someone NIL money, and yet they are. They're putting it in contracts, and that's not supposed to be legal. So they need to find out how they're going to fix that. But Senator Tommy Tuberville, candidate for governor here in Alabama too, introduced in the Senate, I believe introduced today, the Student Athlete Act of 2026, basically the law would, in college athletics, you would have 5 consecutive years to play 5 years.
Love it.
And you would have 1 free transfer.
Love it.
Any transfer after that, you would have to sit for a year.
Love it. And it goes against your 5.
And it goes against your 5. And Tuberville says, and I don't disagree, he says he thinks that would fix 80% of the problems we have in college sports right now.
100%.
And I think he is 100%.
And I think that free transfer counts whether you're a graduate, whether you're whatever. I'm not doing any more loopholes.
Right.
I'm getting rid of all that junk. I thought about it today because somebody was talking about Rick Pitino and his record in the NCAA tournament, and they said, well, they were talking about how Krzyzewski has over 100 NCAA tournament wins, which is nuts. Izzo's in the 60 club now, and there's only like one other guy, I can't remember. And they said, Pitino's got like 58, but some of those don't count because they were vacated. And I was going, somebody needs to get to the NCAA and say this. We're done with all this asterisks and vacated. If you want a title or if you won a game, you won it. Now, if we didn't punish you at the time, that's on us. We need to do better than that. But that's stupid on Rick Pitino's legacy.
Yeah.
That sort of takes away from what he's done. When the games were played,
yes,
they were done.
We watched
them. You want to say, well, he did it with an ineligible player. Okay, but you should have caught him when he was ineligible. You didn't.
Yeah.
And so it is what it is. Now, I just think that's, again, I never thought I'd be defending Rick Pitino like that, but I am. And so I go back to what the hell were we talking about?
Tuberville's Student Athlete Act.
So Tuberville, I look at it like this. If you get hurt all your 5 years and you miss, I'm sorry.
That's really bad luck.
That's
just bad luck.
And I do sympathize with you. It's not that I don't have empathy or sympathy. I sympathize. It sucks. But there's also life.
It's something you should be teaching your children if you're not. I know. Look, life ain't always fair, man.
The same people.
It's just not.
The same people who are okay with, this kind of. I was like this about the Charles Bediako thing. Hey, I don't want pros playing. I'm all for Charles Bediako not being eligible. But tell me why you let a European guy who's played pro come over, or you've let a guy who's been in the G League that never went to college come in. And Charles Bediako can't. The other guys may even be older than him.
I don't think that, and people have said this, and I've heard everybody from Jay Billis to on down say this. Charles Bediako didn't do anything wrong.
No.
He looked at what was going on around college basketball and said, well, hey, I've still got a year. And so you can't blame him for taking a shot at that. He didn't do anything wrong.
Doing it this way.
Alabama didn't do anything wrong. Everybody was well within their legal rights to pursue it. Just so he didn't win it, and that's okay. Now, on the Tuberville thing, 5 years to play 5, I think makes perfect sense. The one free transfer, I'm totally in agreement with. The NIL Go has got to get more structured and together. I think they're starting to try, if that makes sense, but they've got to find a way to get there a little faster. And once you do, then you're going to have a landscape that is competitive. Fairly competitive, right? Like a competition that is somewhat fairly matched. And that's all we really want is for everybody to have a chance to build a program.
And look, and for people who say, well, what about the kids who do and they don't advantage? There's always inherent advantages and disadvantages. Florida and Texas and Georgia and California have a lot of advantages over Maine and Rhode Island.
The question,
and you will never stop.
That's right. Are there enough people in 435 members of Congress that know or care enough about college athletics?
There's part of me that goes, I really feel like there's a lot more important things going on in the world.
I agree, but this is also one thing that's going on in the world.
This is also a big thing, and I just hope there'll be somebody who wants to get up on a soapbox and cry about, well, what about little Timmy who did blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Let's think about the greater good here for a minute. I'm usually pro, hey, individualism, whatever. I'm pro that. But this is greater good. We're losing some of the things that make us America.
Right. Yeah, I think I hope this bill has a chance to advance. I hope it does, and we'll find out. All right, we're going to take one more break, come back with our last segment here, Sports Blitz Live on a Tuesday night.
Thunderbolt Lightfoot at Oscar's Cafe on Highway 49 South in Dadeville, Alabama is looking to see you today. Now, let me tell you, they got great food. They've always had great food all these years. Now, they still got that atmosphere. They still got that service. They still cater. Let me stop right there. 15 to 415 they can handle. So give them a call today at Oscar's, Highway 49 South in Dadeville. 256-825-4827.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
2025 RVs are here.
Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Inspired by the bold bison, Southern Union students blaze new trails every single day. They press forward knowing their SU education will lead them to success. Affordable, accessible, and locally unparalleled. Whether you're transitioning to a university or launching straight into a lucrative career, a degree from SU SDC can help you blaze your path. 3 locations, dedicated faculty and staff, endless possibilities. It's all waiting for you at Southern Union. It's time to venture forward. Register today.
S&S Tire is the #1 tire and service dealer in the entire Lake Martin region for reasons. First, S&S works on all makes and models, including imports, and our advanced trained ASE Master Tech can pinpoint and correct problems before they happen. S&S Tire sells by volume, and that allows us to demand the best price on all major brands, including Michelin, Goodyear, and Toyo. Most importantly, S&S Tire and Auto lives, works, worships, and interacts in our home community. S&S Tire, #1 for many reasons, but most importantly, #1 for your satisfaction.
2025 RVs are here. Be the first to see the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers and lock in special show pricing at your local Camping World.
Welcome back to Sports Blitz Live. It's JJ and Luke with you. One final segment, and we ran over time so much talking basketball and football and everything that we've got like 2 minutes left. So Peyton Manning turns 50 years old today.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Peyton, if you're out there watching. I was a big fan of the show. Like I said, we've only got a couple of minutes, but and I just, like, top of my head is like, who are the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL history, right? And I don't know if this is truly history, but it's just 5 that came to my mind. Where does Peyton fit in? Brady, Mahomes, Montana, Elway, Manning.
Wow. Well, first of all, I'd put Mahomes at the bottom of that list right now. I just,
there's still more to do. He does have 3 Super Bowls.
I know, but what if he falls way off?
Yeah.
Manning also won Super Bowls with 2 different teams.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that Monday night when Manning threw for 7 touchdowns, like his first game in Denver or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was his first game, it may have been the next year. I don't remember, but he was ridiculous. And then, so I think Brady's one. Right?
He would have to be.
Okay. What were my other options?
Montana and Elway.
Oof.
Montana with 4 Super Bowls, Elway with 2.
I'd probably have to go Montana. Now, Elway went to some others too.
He appeared in 6 Super Bowls, won 2 of them.
Yeah. I'd probably put Manning above Elway though, but he'd be close, and then put Mahomes at the bottom. But Mahomes is the only one that obviously has a chance to go way up.
Elway would be my 2, but that's just a personal thing for me.
Yeah.
And then this is why. Because I watched that dude when he lost 4 straight Super Bowls, or 3 straight, whatever it was, put the Denver Broncos on his back. Like, they didn't have a big-time roster. They had Superman at quarterback, and he carried them to all those Super Bowls that they lost.
Well, Terrell Davis did.
That was later. That was when he was winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
This is early when they had they had like 5'9" receivers.
But boy, when they lost them, they lost the hell out of them.
Yeah, they did. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for joining us. Andy, feel better, and we'll catch you next time on Sports Blitz Live.
Farmers and Merchants Bank of Dadeville is building a foundation of strength and trust in the entire Lake Martin community. With our modern branch in Dadeville and caring, attentive staff, we've established Farmers and Merchants Bank as a reliable friend to your banking needs. Whether it's just a savings or checking account or any commercial, auto, or real estate loan, Farmers has local decision making to build a relationship with you and your needs. Farmers and Merchants Community Bank. Strength, service, community.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Wintertime in the South is mild compared to other parts of the country, but we still tend to be less active and spend more time indoors. Show your heart some love this winter by getting it checked out at the UAB Heart and Vascular Clinic at Russell Medical. I'm Dr. Kevin Sublett, and our entire clinic is dedicated to keeping your heart healthy. We're right here in your own community and backed by the knowledge and expertise of UAB Medicine. Make an appointment today by calling 256-234-2644 or visit uabmedicine.org/heartrussell.
Ivy Creek Healthcare is excited to showcase their newest clinic, Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin, located conveniently near the main entrance to Stillwater's on Highway 49 South in Dadeville. Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin is an urgent care with walk-ins welcome. Whether you need lab work, x-rays, or immediate care, find comfort here at Ivy Creek Family Care of Lake Martin. Ivy Creek, here when you need us most. 256-827-5379.